Hey guys, if I told you that handling your worry is as simple as ABCD, you might think that I'm joking, but I'm not. I'm going to show you the exact way to do it. So let's dive in. Let's start with A. A stands for awareness. What do you need to be aware of? You need to be aware of the fact that you are actually worrying. Stop. That's what you need to do. Because what is worry? Worry is very simply you looking at a future event in a way that is alarming for you. There's a lot of what if this, what if that going on. Be aware that you're worrying and interrupt that thinking. Count backwards, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, or go for a walk, or look outside the window. Anything to interrupt that pattern that you have of worrying. That's step 1. And that takes us to B. B stands for belief. What's the belief underlying that worry? For example, recently I was talking to a lady and she was very worried about an upcoming travel. When I asked her what is worrying her, she said it's going to take a lot of time, it's going to keep her away from her family, and a number of other things. But as we deep dived into it, we found out that she now had a belief that traveling by air is not safe. And that's really what was causing her worry. Similarly, I had another lady who was supposed to take a part in a project in the office and it was worrying her. And I asked her why. What is the underlying belief? Did she feel she was not competent enough to do it? Was the project not right for her? Would it take up too much of her time? And we found that the underlying belief, what was causing the worry, was the fact that she felt that her boss didn't like her. So no matter how hard she tried, he would not like her participation in the project and he might use that as an excuse to tell her to leave the company. That was her worry. Okay? It's important to spend time to figure out what is the actual underlying belief because it makes it so much simpler to go on to step 3 and step 4, the C and the D of this whole equation. For example, once the lady figured out that she was worried about travel because of her belief that flying was dangerous, I asked her to go to the net and figure out how many planes take off and land every single day, multiply it into number of days in a week, number of weeks in a month, number of months in a year, and she got it. The fact is that statistically, it is very safe to travel by air. And that took care of her worry. In the case of the lady with the project, I asked her for examples of when her boss had been very mean to her and examples of when he'd been good to her. And in doing that exercise, she realized that the boss actually does take great care of her, is doing his best to make her the best version of herself, and she really has nothing to worry. So spend some time on finding out what is the underlying belief that is causing the worry, because then C and D become very simple. So what is the C? The C is choice. Now that you know that you have a certain pattern of thinking, which is not really based on the person or the thing, it is just your perception or your idea, you realize that it is in your control and you can choose whether to continue to worry or to replace that with a new pattern of thinking. That's your choice and it's for you to choose which way you want to go. That's C. And D is decide what is going to be your pattern of thinking. You can easily replace whatever was worrying you. I'm not competent, flying is dangerous, boss doesn't like me, with something as simple as it's just going to work out. It's all going to work out. Flying is safe. My boss is fond of me. I am competent. I have this. I can handle it. I got this. Whatever it is, you decide what's going to be this new pattern of thinking, adopt it and use it. Believe me, this sounds really simple, but I have tried this for myself with a lot of success. I've also tried it with a lot of people who have come to me, a lot of my clients, and they have found it a very easy way to get rid of all the worry that's happening. And you need to do that because worry isn't good for your health, and it also blocks you from the opportunities you have to succeed. So try it and let me know how it went. Thank you.